Peace, family, peace. We are now live. This is Brother Rich back on the air with the living legend, Professor Griff, man. Welcome back, brother.
Oh, give thanks, brother. This is always a pleasure to be back, good brother. How you been? You all right?
Everything's great. We doing an early show. Not only is it early, but it's live. And it's 1 o'clock here on the East Coast. West Coast is probably around 10 a.m., 10:05. So I know a lot of people like, damn, I ain't expect this. But I'm gonna let a couple of the people come into the chat room, those who are around. Peace to everybody coming in. Scorpio 16, 4D, My Melanin, Tyrone Slater, Kelly Martin, everybody coming in the chat room. I'm gonna let y'all come in the chat room. Shaka G, all of y'all. And I'm gonna play some ads from some great businesses that I have to promote right about now. Give me a second, family.
Life is beautiful like Sea Asia. My entrance was independent, but we major. The challenge that's killing me is to balance humility with my ability to stunt like Lee Major. When I was pissing poor, I had a vision board as my screensaver. I envisioned tours on G4s, mink blazers, hopping out with pink gators, unhinging doors like C4, ringing alarms like tennis saw, P-More. The club going up like seesaws. Abroad, we score so much, no need to keep score. Petite broads who eat raw, greet us at customs, teach us the customs and traditions of foreign soil. Royal dignitaries sending emissaries to meet Moors. I know them.
All right, family. So we are back again, myself and Professor Griff. Shout out to all the businesses that advertise athletics, Prince Paulie, King Simon, Mike with the hats, Mike Copperchild, Riverside Tai Chi. Everybody who promote, make sure you'll go support those brothers right there who got some great products right there. Professor Griff, man, what's going on, man? What you been up to, my brother?
Whole bunch of nothing, man. Me and a couple of people are trying to help me build this daggone social media platform because I've been trying to find where I'm comfortable at in it. There's a young lady that's on the chat right now, Scorpio 16. We've been working trying to build this thing and trying to make it happen. But other than that, man, there was a glitch in this whole thing with my book, The Warrior's Tapestry. It's supposed to have been out probably in November. Of course, the weather hit, and then when the weather hit, and they sent me my books, man, they sent me a whole couple of boxes of damaged books, wrecked, damaged, You talking about pitching a bitch? I was like, yo, man, I got people waiting on books, and y'all see. So when I put the formal complaint in, you know what these people told me? They told me it was going to be between 30 and 60 days before they can respond.
Wow.
At the same time, Amazon purchased Create Space, and that set me back another 60 days. So I had to start refunding money and doing whole shows, half of the show about where the books are and that kind of thing. But I'm glad that people they trust my integrity. You understand what I'm saying? They trust me as an individual, and they know I'm a man of my word. So I finally worked it out. They didn't honor the complaint because now Amazon picked it up. So I had to come out of pocket, and I had to take a loss on all of those shipments that's about to go out. I had to take a huge loss on it. So it's what I got to do, man, to keep the customer happy. You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Other than that, we released 2 songs from Soleil's album.
Okay.
Pranayama and the Formula.
I seen Pranayama, Red Pill. Somebody, I think you sent it to me. I seen that. That was fire. I didn't see the new one yet, though.
The Formula, I'll send it to you after we get off of here.
She has it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on her YouTube page.
Okay.
Soleil Music, yeah.
All right, shout out to Soleil. That Pranayana, that's oh man, that's crazy, family. Y'all gotta check that out. Check that out. So shout out to Soleil. Before we start, I want to tell the family, make sure you donate via Cash App. It's the best way to donate. It's way better than the Super Chat. This independent media is extremely important at this time, with them trying to censor everything. I want to continue to bring you the best content. I thank everybody for all the support throughout the years. Make sure you continue to support my Cash App. I just posted the link, and I'm sure Griff has one as well.
Yeah, I'll see if I can post it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's get to the show, my brother. With that being said, let's get to the show. Griff, man, we done touched on Steve Harvey before. I mean, me and you did shows, people posted, people copied it and put it on YouTube, and then got hundreds of thousands of views and stuff. Everybody done heard you make comments on Steve Harvey. We've touched on the Monique Netflix boycott situation and what we thought about it. This show that I just seen on the Steve Harvey show, where they're face to face and they finally interacted about everything that's been going on throughout the past few years, man. It was like, it was interesting. Two melanated individuals who started from the bottom together, and they get to opportunity to meet each other, and they're at different places in their career right now, one male, one female, and just going in different directions of the career. And just to hear Steve talk the way he talked, Griff, it was like, damn, man. To hear Monique, when Monique started talking about integrity, and Steve Harvey said, Monique was telling Steve Harvey, because Steve Harvey was saying it's the money game. We in the money game right now, Monique kept talking about the money game. And she's like, we lost our integrity playing the money game. Steve Harvey said, if I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. I said, damn, when I heard that, like, ooh, I never heard it from a melanated person so bluntly. I mean, sometimes when people cooning, they shuck and jive and they try to act like they ain't cooning. Man, the Steve Harvey, he ain't even trying to front no more. He like, man, it is what it is. This is what I'm doing right now. So it's like a lot of people was like disturbed by it. And me and you talked about the whole cash rules everything around me culture, the cream culture, where it's money over everything, and everybody's trying to get to that bag. Talk to me about. Well, tell me your opinion first before I get to the questions. What you thought about what you saw, Griff?
Well, first of all, you know me as long as you and I have been doing this, I don't give my opinion. If I can't go into it and extract valuable lessons to add and lend to this particular conversation to raise the vibrational pitch of those that's going to hear this, I keep my opinion and what I feel to myself. What I know is that we in the throes of racism, white supremacy, and it's all around us, and it's in those 9 areas of people activity that Dr. Francis Cress Wilson so eloquently gave us over the last 45 years. But we're in the area of entertainment, and we have to understand this particular dynamic. Amos Wilson said, racism, white supremacy will produce characters that will defend it. Racism, white supremacy will produce characters that will defend racism, white supremacy in all the areas of people activity. This is not the first time that racism, white supremacy has produced a character or a set of characters that one will get in it, witness it, experience it, see what it is, and at that point begin to tell the truth, even in the context of telling jokes. And then you'll get another character like Steve Harvey that'll get in it, never want to go back to the way he was living before, see how he can make a way in it, i.e., Mayweather, see how he can make a way in it, all right, and develop the whole idea of crab in the barrel mentality, develop the whole idea that it's all about me, it's all about money, borrowing a tagline from the average hip-hop head, money, hoes, and clothes is all a nigga knows. You understand what I'm saying? That's his mentality. But racism, white supremacy has produced that particular character. And that's a very, very real assessment looking from the outside in. Monique and her husband stood their ground on what they absolutely knew was the truth. Steve Harvey, Oprah, and the rest of what's the dude's name? The producer, the film dude. Lee Daniels and the rest of them said, wait a minute. In private, Yeah, we can agree with you that that's cool, but listen, you got to play this game right now. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't about standing on the black power platform with your fist in the air telling the truth. If you got to lie in this, you got to lie. If you got to sacrifice your people, sacrifice your people. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I see them doing. I can say that, Brother Rich, because the very same thing happened to me. I could have shut the fuck up and not been upfront, honest, truth, speaking truth to power, and played the game, right or wrong. I could have played that game, and Public Enemy would have been fine. I could have played the game, got the bag, bought me a nice house, couple of whips, dated a couple of white chicks, and everything would have been fine. Shit. Hell nah. We put the group together to speak truth to power and to raise the vibrational pitch of our people thinking. To speak truth to power and put it down. We was only supposed to be in it 2 hours. The very same thing happened to Professor Griff. So I understand this time coming around, Brother Rich. I understand Monique a lot better.
Hey,
because Steve Harvey admitted the fact that, yeah, you may have told the truth, but shit, this ain't about telling the truth right now.
hey, Griff, let me ask you something. Have you ever? How many children you have, Griff?
I have 5 children, and now that I'm married to this beautiful woman named Soleil, she brought 4 to the table, so that's 9, along with my granddaughter. That makes 10.
All right, now, throughout the course of your children growing up in their teens, adolescence, childhood, you know, if money ever got tight around the house, did you ever look at them? You know, sometimes you look at your children and you're thinking about things they don't know what you're thinking about because you're the parent and their child. They're so oblivious to everything. Did you ever just look at them and think, damn, if I ever made a different move, we could have been rich, right? I could have been able to get them anything they want if I wouldn't have said what I said with Public Enemy. I would have much more money right now. Not to say that you didn't have money or anything, but you know, your pockets would have been fatter. Did you ever think about your pockets being fatter and looking at them and thinking you made the wrong decision, even if it was just for a second, Professor Griff?
Yeah, yes, sir. To be upfront and transparent and very honest, I could have just been quiet. You understand what I'm saying? For a second, and I could have took the deals that were coming at me and been like, let me just be cool and ride this train and ride it out. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And of course, yeah, I'd be sitting in a whole lot better position. You understand what I'm saying? Financially, spiritually, probably not. My contract that I have with the Lord that I serve, probably not. You know why? Because that shit would have woke me up every goddamn night. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't have sat right with me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It really wouldn't have.
Mm. Definitely.
Like, hold on. Like it don't sit right with me now.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are offering me different things, it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. You understand? You know why? Because the struggle helps build character. The struggle helps build integrity. The struggle helps build real friendship and real connection with real people, man. I could have easily went left. Way before Public Enemy, I could have went left. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The magnitude of the dynamics of what I was dealing with as far as being militarily trained, having a crew, knowing how to use firearms and all this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Them street cats came to me and says, look, man, we need you to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to look out for you, yada, yada, yada. We just need you to make sure our cats up on the block are safe, yada, yada. I'm like, nah, I'm good. My family, we own 2 bonding companies in Atlanta. You know how many of them drug cats came to us and said, listen, man, we need this revolving door thing happening. What do you mean by that? When our cats go in, we need them right back out and right back on the street. I got some extra for you. Nah, I'm good. Nope, I'm good. Because once you start dealing with the devil like that, man, and you take that first one, yeah, it gets good to you, Brother Rich, and it ain't no stopping it, man. So I never started it. I sleep well at night, Brother Rich. Whether I have $1,000 in the bank or $50,000 in the bank, I sleep well at night, for real.
Very important. Peace of mind, very important.
Exactly, because I have at this age, I have integrity. I may not have all the money I need to do all the things that I want to do, but I have integrity, man. And I think the people out there trust me, and they know that I'm a man of my word.
There was a scene in Scarface where Tony Montana, one of his plugs overseas, he messed up the money. So they gave him a job to do. And when he was going to do a job, he had to blow up a car. And he was about to blow up the car. And there was a kid in the car that he was about to blow up. So he didn't blow up the car. He ended up killing the guy that was with his plug. And Tony was like, fuck that, man. I got to sleep at night, man. So even though he was this big drug lord, he had his standards, and he was not going to blow up a car with a kid in it.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, we all know what keeps us up at night. You know, don't do something that you know is going to take away your peace of mind. Definitely. So that's I'm glad you brought that up, my brother.
Exactly.
So as far as Steve Harvey, he has said things throughout the years that some people will consider it cooning. Some people will consider it him keeping it real, him saying what everybody else is scared to say. In the past, Steve Harvey has said things like he told the young black men one time to take the locks out of their hair if they want to succeed in corporate America. People was saying, what the fuck you going to tell the young brothers? Spartan language. I don't want YouTube to flag it and all that crazy stuff. But people was like, you telling the brothers to cut their locks? That's like in the movie when they tell Hellboy to cut his horns off. I mean, that's like cutting off a piece of your soul. So they got at Steve Harvey for that. But people point out the contradiction that he said that, but black women go to work all the time and put a wig on their head or perm their hair, or they do whatever they have to do to hide their natural hair because they know they could blend into the workforce. It's a strategy move. They could blend in if their hair is laid down and their hair is perm. So is Steve just saying what we're doing anyway, and we're too scared to say it, but we know we're going to do it anyway, Professor Griff?
I think Steve is saying that because he's trying to win favor of his handlers. I think Steve is saying that simply because he really feels like he's passing on some information that will help us navigate through what we may perceive as being an issue. It's really not an issue simply because we're only talking about one aspect of the workforce. You're only talking about corporate America. You understand what I'm saying? What about all the other places? I read a story not recently, about a month ago, about a sister walking away because she got confronted about her hair. I think she was working at Ross. Now, I don't know if you've ever shopped at Ross.
No.
If I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, and there ain't no places that I shop for clothes or whatever, but Ross is open, I'm going to go to Ross. That's my last stop for clothes. I'd rather go to Walmart, Target, or wherever else. Ross is the bottom of the lowest of the lowest for clothes. Unless you get a T-shirt at a goddamn dollar store. But I'm saying to you, she was protesting at Ross, man. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And she was like, they approached her at Ross. That's a far cry from corporate America. If they're going to approach you at Ross about changing your hairstyle, I'm here to tell you, Brother Rich, without even stuttering, man, it's way beyond our hairstyle, Brother Rich. They fear that cosmic connection that we have to the Creator. They fear that cosmic connection that we have to everything else that's alive in the universe. It's something about that hair that they fear, man, and we need to study the politics of hair. It's something about the way that hair curls up and stretches out and reaches towards the sun. I think deep down inside, Brother Rich, not only did Dr. Francis Cress Wellesley said the white males have penis envy, I think white people in general fear the fact that they know something about this aspect of us growing our hair out that we don't know, man. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's real, man. I don't know if they're getting flashbacks from when they fought the Zulus or the Mau Mau or whomever. But I'm saying to you, it's something dealing with the politics of hair. So if Steve Harvey wanted to give us that advice, I know this, Brother Rich. He's there in that space. And when he went through his little thing recently with the divorce and all that kind of stuff, those proceedings, he grew his beard out, right? Mm-hmm. Did anybody come to whisper to him, yo, man, if you want to keep your job, if you want to do X, Y, and Z, you might want to shave your beard, man. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? Because it just don't look right on TV in corporate America. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, man. Did he take his own advice? Now, let me ask you something, Brother Rich. Did Steve Harvey set up the etiquette classes on the weekend?
Say that again.
To teach young, huh?
Say that again. Did he? What about etiquette classes?
Did Steve Harvey take some of his money and set up the etiquette classes on the weekend to train and teach and educate young black men on how to navigate in corporate America? because you can run up on any Muslim from the Nation of Islam on a street corner or in the boardroom, and they look like they fit to fit in corporate America. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Something about what Elijah Muhammad knew that a lot of people are kind of kicking to the curb. It's like, all right, we were made to wear suits every day. We were made to clean up, whether we had a room, we were renting a room, or we owned a mansion. But we were made to stay clean internally and externally every single day, Brother Rich. It's something about what Steve Harvey is saying. It sounds disingenuous, man, for real. He just don't sound like he's doing it for the right reasons and saying it for the right reasons.
You know, when he was talking to Monique, first he says, we black, we can't move like that, Monique. We black, we can't get out there and move like that. Then he says, a couple of sentences later, he says, it's not a black thing or a white thing, it's a money thing. And you hear that when we have these race talks, you hear a lot of people, they'll say something, and then before they go too far, before they get too militant, they'll say something like, oh, well, it's not about black or white. It's like they gotta bring themselves back. So it's like they're going there. They're going, they're getting militant. They're speaking some truth, but before they could go too far, they say, "Oh shit! Oh well, it's not about black or white." What is it about? Why are people so scared to say? And well, maybe it's not about black or white. That's what I want to ask you. But why are people? It seems people are so scared. Not just Steve Harvey to admit that in this country it is about black and white.
Let me tell you something, man. Racism is interwoven into the fabric of America. And until we understand racism, white supremacy, everything we think we understand will only confuse us. And this is true. Neely Fuller Jr. gave that to us. And if you look and listen at the interview with them two and the conversation that they were having, what Neely Fuller and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing said is absolutely true. Steve Harvey understands the aspect of racism, white supremacy, but he thinks his method of navigating through it will work for all of us, and it's not going to work for all of us. It'll probably work for some of us, but at the end, you got to deny your people, deny yourself, and deny your God. And I'm telling you straight up, man, if you really listen to him, it's almost like rather than being free, I'm going to take this bag, man. That's basically what he's saying. Rather than let me pass something on to young. Now, I can see if he's even balancing it out. What advice have we ever got from Steve Harvey that we thought was very valuable? Not militant, not radical, not against the grain, not any of those things, Brother Rich. I'm just saying to you that was worth me putting in my back pocket and using it down the road. Absolutely fucking nothing.
A lot of sisters, hold up, Griff. A lot of sisters feel as though when he said, think like a man, act like a woman, that helped them maneuver in a male-dominated society where they had to be more aggressive to move forward. So that's how I guess some sisters will feel.
Think like what man, though? Think like the white man? Come on, talk to me. I'm open. Shit. Think like the what man was he talking about? Because I saw that statement that he made. I seen that little tour he went on promoting that garbage. Think like what man? What mindset that you have to have as a full-grown black woman thinking like a man? You understand what I'm saying? Nah, I went back to my Phil Valentine notes. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, we're not going to start thinking like no man now, because what happens as a result of that? Do you go home and take off your tie and put your briefcase down like a man, and go home, and then all of a sudden now you switch back over to being somebody's mama? What about the nurturing aspect of what the Creator gave the black woman? Think like a man. Do you know what involves the process of thinking, Brother Rich? Coming up with the concept of it, thinking through it, and seeing it through to its completion till you physically see it? No, brother, it's deeper than that, man. Now, we can't have black women walking around and thinking like no man. Now, like I said, Brother Rich, it'll work for some of us. Right? Mm-hmm. That's not going to work for the vast majority of black women. You understand what I'm saying? No, I need my wife to be a full, complete, black, whole woman. You understand what I'm saying? Indeed. That's my art. Truth, balance, justice, reciprocity, and order. Those are the principles, man, that we base our lives on. So for Soleil to come home and so thinking like a man, no, there's gonna be some friction. And like I told that other situation I was dealing with, man, your joint ain't bigger than mine, so you better take that somewhere else. Nah. And you see where it got her. Thank you. Nah, we're not doing that.
Griff, in a country like America where you see somebody like Steve Harvey who is financially successful, I mean, he gets a lot of money out here, according to from what I hear from his shows and everything else he got going on. Is it possible? You know, it's a capitalistic society. We see how, you know, people move in this country. Is it possible to get to his level of financial success without sacrificing your integrity, Professor Griff? That's what people ultimately want to know. Or does that come with the territory?
No, that comes with that territory if you want to be in that space, Brother Rich. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, I'm on tour with the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, and I see how people operate. I think I can mention this corporation that we just did. They canceled our contract. We was just at the Lilly Corporation. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Eli Lilly. If you do the research, Eli Lilly Corporation deals with pharmaceuticals. Mm-hmm. Now, good people, really good people, white and black, all of the people that I've had conversations with when I was there, really good people, man. But all of them had to come to the job every morning and put on that face, put on that thing, whatever you call it, Brother Rich, in order to navigate and operate through that situation in order to get a paycheck at the end of the week. So to invite the Black History Mobile Museum and to have Professor Griff there up in a corporate space, I couldn't tell them who I was. Are you following me, Brother Rich?
Yeah.
I need you to jot this down mentally.
Mm-hmm.
They never saw the museum. B, I couldn't tell them who I was. Like, right off the rip, they found out who I was. I'm not sure if that was the reason why they canceled the contract, but yeah. So we got to the point. Now, C, we had everything from slavery right on up to hip-hop and everything in between. Jim Crow, Reconstruction, Black Power movement, Elijah Muhammad's movement, with Islam and different religions popping up in America, moving black masses. We went right on down to music, whether it was What's Going On by Marvin Gaye or Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud by James Brown or Muhammad Ali. Sports, Michael Jackson, Colin Kaepernick. We even had the Make America Great Again hat at the end on the last table, which somebody stole at a school. So I'm saying to you, Brother Rich, when do you get to the point where you say to yourself, okay, I can come in every day at this corporation and fake it and be somebody that I'm not and get knots in my stomach and have to throw up every time I leave there because I can't be my black natural self during Black History Month. And I can fake it just to get that bag, just to get that check to bring it home. Or I could turn that down and say, you know something, I'm going to have to do twice as much as work to get that paycheck that they was going to give me for that week. Yeah, I'd probably have to do a month's worth of work somewhere else. Now, that's a decision that the individual has to make, Brother Rich. You understand what I'm saying? At the flip side of that coin, Brother Rich, I need you to ask me right now how many HBCUs we've been invited to Black History Mobile Museum to on campus.
How many?
Absolutely none.
Wow.
Absolutely none. The museum, I can't mention some of the places, but the museum have been to the FBI. The museum have been, like I said, I can't mention some of the places, but up in corporate America in that space. The museum has been on the other side of the fence, Brother Rich. You know what I'm talking about. In some of the prestigious schools. So, yeah. Black schools, black history, black people presenting some black artifacts? Absolutely not. It's almost like we're trained not to love ourselves. We're trained not to respect ourselves. We're trained not to honor ourselves. The main question that came up was the idea of the slave shackles and the clan hood and the lynching pictures and that kind of thing. It says, now wait a minute. If you were going to a Jewish Holocaust museum, what the hell do you think you expect to see? And they ain't going to make it palatable for your digestion. This is what happened. This is what it is. They made us wear a yellow star. They ripped our skin off and made lampshades and all this other kind of stuff. And the Jewish people tell their story the way it is. Now, you can deal with that or don't come to the daggone museum. Right or wrong. They don't sugarcoat it for anyone. But nope. Not our people, man. That contract ended after 2 days, Brother Rich.
Wow.
Guess who was up in the office running their mouth, though?
Who?
Thank you. Black people.
Mm.
Oh, I just really didn't expect to come to work to be so offended by what's on the table downstairs. Well, what's on the table? Let me go down there and see it for myself. This is white people saying this. Let me go down there and see it for myself. It's like, oh, wow, okay. But there's nothing offensive here. This is part of your history. Shaliqua? Well, it's still offensive. Come on. Come on. You serious? So let's have a discussion about it. No, thank you. Contract canceled.
Wow.
That's the dynamic of what we're dealing with. Black people during Black History Month can't deal with the idea of what we went through. So you talk about generational trauma? Oh, this is as real as it gets, Brother Rich.
Griff, when we see somebody like, let's say a Hillary Clinton, say Hillary and Bill. Hillary Clinton will get on the Roland Martin show and she'll dance with him. He'll get up there with her. They'll dance together. She'll get in a breakfast club. She'll use a little bit of slang. She'll talk about she want hot sauce in her bag and she'll smile. Her husband will get up there and play the saxophone and talk about he smoked weed or Arsenio Hall show. And when we look at them, when society looks at them, we say, wow, these guys are smart. They're strategic. They're geniuses. They know how to maneuver with the blacks. They know how to get up here in the blacks and they maneuver and they act like they're one of them. But deep down inside, they could give two shits about them. So we have somebody on the opposite side of the spectrum, Steve Harvey, who gets up there and he does his little shuck and jive routine. But we don't say, wow, this guy's a genius. He goes up there with the white people and he acts like them and he becomes very successful. And he laughs at their jokes and he does this. It seems as though when white people do it, they're strategic and they're genius. But when black people do it, they're coons and sellouts. Do you see is it hypocritical when we look at it this way, Professor Griff?
I think it's hypocritical on both sides, Brother Rich. When you find people like Steve Harvey shucking and jiving, at the same time, of course, you may say, or some people may look at that as being what he has to do in order to be successful in America. And that is the signal that he's sending out to young people. Young people are saying, I got to shuck, I got to jive, I got to act like I'm right, I gotta please white people in order to get this check. You understand what I'm saying? At the same time, 1 or 2 episodes, I got to beat my people down and make them feel like they ain't ish. You understand what I'm saying? I got to talk about slavery ain't this and slavery never happened and this, that, and the other. I got to make white people feel really, really good and safe in order for me to get this check. Plain and simple. Now, guess how many people went that route and ended up with nothing in the end any old way? Look at Michael Jackson. And what happened to him. Come on now. We can look at some people that have did everything that they needed to do in their career to please white people, and guess what? It still wasn't enough. Because some people don't let you off the hook like that, Brother Rich.
Would Bill Cosby be an example of that, Bill?
He was next. He was next. O.J. Simpson is next. Charles Barkley, the rest of them. I'm telling you, Brother Rich, them people don't let you off the hook like that. This is a real dynamic in what we're dealing with, man. And the first time we ever think, all right, to disrespect our ancestors, our children will grow up rejecting us. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, now, wait a minute. All these black men and women that sacrifice so we can get to this point. They didn't necessarily have to shuck and jive. Now, I know what you might say, Brother Rich. You might say one of those men could have been Frederick Douglass if he would have held his ground with his black wife. Should we go that far? In order for Professor Griff to be successful, do I got to divorce my black wife and go shuck and jive and get me a nice paying job in order to imitate and assimilate in and imitate white people in order to get a check? I think not, Brother Rich. Nah, man. Nah. And then what kind of lifestyle are we living to the point where we got to have that much daggone money, Brother Rich? Because I see Mayweather right now traveling around the country. He spent $100 on some iced tea. $100 on some iced tea? I ain't telling the man what to do with his money, but I'm just saying, man. I mean, is that the correct signal to send to young people? Or do we even care about young people, Brother Rich?
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation within itself, man. The whole Mayweather thing and him, not really caring about the Gucci boycott. That's you. Do you want to touch on that real quick? You want to?
I mean, just for a moment. Listen, if you just went through the history of sports and the protests in sports,
Mm-hmm.
all right, and you somebody like Mayweather coming up, knowing and understanding the sacrifice that the Jack Johnsons made, all right, that the Muhammad Ali's made, all right, that the not Sugar Ray Leonard, please no, other people have made, right, in order for you to come up in the world of boxing and be successful. Do you ever think about them? Do you ever think about that? Or do you ever look behind you and say, now, wait a minute, there's a younger class of fighters coming up. The Terrence Crawfords and Errol Spence and the Gervonta Davis and Charlo boys and all these cats coming up now. Do you ever look behind you and say, let me make it easier for them? Let me take some of this money and do X, Y, and Z because I know there's some young boxers coming up behind me, and put something in place, man, to assure that and to etch your name in history. So it's like, come on, bro. I know what you said. You said nobody tell you what to do, this, that, and the other, and you spend your money the way you want to, whatever. Well, come on. We didn't just do this for the individual, Mayweather. We did this because we're tired. We're tired of racism, white supremacy, and we're tired of these people making fun of who we are as a people. Protest has always been a part of the fabric of who we are in America, being black, because we have to fight for every right that we have right now, Brother Rich. And that's real, man.
Teach, brother, teach.
That's real. And we fight for these rights that he benefited from.
Facts. That's
Plain
true.
and simple, man.
And when you talk about sacrificing your integrity for money and being somebody you're not for money, you brought up a point earlier. You said, when you talked about knots in your stomach, a lot of people don't really know it because people don't talk about it that much. But some of these diseases literally come from these emotions that are inside, this unhappiness that's inside. Cancer and a lot of these things, when we think about these diseases, we think about them being passed down. We even think about food a lot when we think, because of Dr. Sebi, we think about the food we're eating and everything. But a lot of it comes from unhappiness, man, the fibroids. So I think that's a conversation, and I'm glad you touched on it, that we need to have within itself about these emotions that we have are turning into diseases within us as a people, Professor Griff.
Yes, and it's a direct result, and people need to understand that. The way you think has a lot to do with your health. We're talking about the process of thinking. Has a lot to do with your health. You have a slew of young whites that are out there on YouTube having master classes about getting your thinking right so that you could be wealthier. Mm-hmm. I rarely see them same whites get on there and talk about your thinking right to be healthier. Not wealthier, but healthier. And then some of the same black people I see online with the same, on and offline, with the same thing, they never say, well, we need to control the way we think, all right, in order to be healthier. These are the list of things that we need to stay away from, because these things cause cancer. And at the top of that list is the way you think about yourself. Because if you don't think ish about yourself, you'll easily every morning drink coffee, get a donut from Drunken Donuts, and then for lunch go through the drive-thru of McDevil's, order something from Murder King, and then at the board meeting at the end you eat some tacos from Taco Hell, go to White Hassles, and you will poison your body every step of the way, all day, every day.
Damn, you got a name for all of them, Griff.
Exactly. I forgot Kentucky Lied Chicken and Long John Killers. But anyway, then turn around and you want to drink a damn Diet Coke. Come on, man, stop that. Because you want a diet now. So, no, man, it's the way you think. All right? I read a book a long time ago by James Allen called As a Man Thinketh. It's all in the way you think, especially about yourself. If you rehearse and regurgitate the N-word all day, you know, if you regurgitate the whole idea that we ain't nothing, we ain't never been nothing, and we ain't never gonna be nothing, then okay, look at that same person and then look at that same person's health. And then look at that same person's mental health. Trust me, Brother Rich, it's definitely not intact, man. And we have a lot of people with some, nowadays walking around America with some serious mental health issues, man. They don't love themselves. Ask Scorpio 16 that's in the chat, man. She's a moderator on my show, Brother Rich. And you know how many people we got to block and delete their comments because they hate themselves? And it's sickening, man. It's almost like when you mention the word black, it almost triggers some kind of button in them, something in them that they got to go on a hate rampage. I saw the sister online talking about, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. I scratched my head. I'm like, what? You not black, you Dominican? Wow. Okay. Who do you think the people in that part of the region are? They're black people. Well, I'm not black, I'm Hebrew. Or I'm not black, I'm indigenous. I'm not black, I'm melanated. I'm like, okay. Good luck. There's some serious mental health issues there, Brother Rich. So I respect Monique, man, for standing her ground. Right now, you think Monique is saying, if I would have only just kind of went along with it, I could have been somebody's trained dog or trained monkey, and I could have went overseas to promote something I wasn't getting paid for. That was outright blatant disrespect. And they agreed with the sister in private. But publicly, they could never look out for the sister. Let me tell you something, man. That's the stuff back in the days when I was growing up, Brother Rich, you do stuff like that. Yeah, we come see you, bro. You understand? You don't do that, man. And that's the same thing but I know that happened to me. You know how many MCs and rappers we was coming up with agree with me in private? So then when the information came out about who's running the music industry now, and when it came out, it's like, oh, wow, Professor Griff was right all along. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it ain't nothing now for them people on the other side of the fence to let y'all know, yeah, we running it, and what? And now what? Yeah, okay, so they came after LeBron. They came after 21 Savage. All right, they made a few people back down and apologize. They made I don't know what's up with Dame Dash.
You know, I wanted to ask you about that. Everybody is telling me, yo, you got to talk about Dame now. Since we're talking about money versus integrity, Dame was somebody who we looked at as, you know, he chose integrity over money. The way he talked about Leor, Harvey Weinstein, all the culture vultures. So what's your take on him? I could see, like Ken, I think the brother named Kenyatta said, I don't mind him, or I could understand him apologizing to Jay-Z, Biggs, or whoever his brothers was that he came up with and did business with or whatever. But to apologize to Leo Cohen, that like goes against everything he has said in the last couple of years, man. So did he have to kiss the ring? Do you think is this a form of kissing the ring, Professor Griff?
Yo, let me tell you something, man. To be honest with you, and I'm gonna be very, very upfront and very transparent. I love Dame Dash. Not the mere fact that he's Dame Dash, the fact that he had integrity, man. The fact that he was standing up and speaking out and speaking truth to power. I don't know what this move is. I sat back and I was like, wait a minute, hold up.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, though, Griff. Dame said something that I feel as though a lot of people feel that's in this movement. He said, I'm tired of being angry. A lot of people who are conscious, woke, whatever term we're using today to say that we have knowledge of self, it brings an angry vibration, an angry frequency, because we happen to be on the oppressed end of the stick. So when you learn about black history, when you learn about white supremacy, when you read French Chris Wilson, when you read Nelly Fuller, when you listen to Professor Griff, when you listen to James Smalls, when you listen to this, you get a lot of anger inside of you, a lot of sadness. So Dame, like, I'm tired of being angry. A lot of people feel that way. When we're fighting, Griff, we're tired of being angry. So could you talk on that aspect of with this information? You could get angry. You could sit and be in an angry vibration for a very, very long time, Professor Griff.
Brother Rich, you talking to Professor Griff. You talking to the man. You talking to Mr. Angry.
Mr. Angry.
I'm not angry no more though. I'm not. You know why?
What?
I got to a point in my life where I understood it now. I said, "Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it now." So basically, a part of me can be angry because we have every right to be angry. The other part of me still got to be dad, and I can't be angry all the time because the children feel it in your muscle tension, the intonation of your voice, the way you look at them, the way you handle people around them. You understand what I'm saying? The way you handle them. You can't be angry all the time. So I had to balance that out. I started balancing that out with martial arts. So I took out all my frustration with competing, took out all my frustrations at the dojo, and then I moved to writing. And once what happened was I wrote 2 albums that never came out, and those lyrics sat in a book. A couple of notebooks, about 3 or 4 notebooks. I found the notebooks and I read what I wrote. I was like, God damn, who the hell was I mad at? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, wow, this is coming across in the music. Wait a minute, I'm talking about with no balance. I'm talking about not harps, not violins, not string instruments. And normally those 3 instruments that I mentioned will balance it out. And it'll make it more palatable, make it more digestible, Brother Rich. You're talking about hardcore beats. You're talking about scratching. You're talking about abrasive horns, funky bass lines, and a screaming noise in your face on top of some angry lyrics. It's like, damn. Now, that can speak to an aspect of who we are and a segment of us as a people, but straight across the board, nah. And I felt I needed to grow, not away from that. I needed to balance that out. Brother Rich, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I went through a transformation period, and that's why I'm letting people know I'm not the same. I ran into a couple of people that I knew from high school. I said, nah, I'm not the same dude. I'm not that same dude, not at all. And I tell people all the time, no, you met the nice Griff. You understand what I'm saying? Me from my late 30s to now. Yeah, you met the nice Griff. You wouldn't be able to deal with the other Griff. You understand what I'm saying? I needed to be that other Griff to set in motion the whole Public Enemy thing. Because when we were younger, you got this raging testosterone in you, and you think you're invincible. You understand what I'm saying? And you're not. And you're not. Because when you look at your daughter in her eyes when she's 2 years old, it's like, wow, I got to do something different, man. You understand what I'm saying? The way I'm handling things.
Right.
And that's real. This is why when the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said we need to atone, I went through that process, man, and had to atone. I went and tracked down all of the people I thought I wronged. Some people had embraced me with open arms and said, thank you for apologizing. Some people was like, get the hell out of here, man. You was just too mean to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't approach me because they think I'm mean. So I say to anybody out there, how many times have you ever been in my presence and not laughed? Never. Even you, Brother Rich. How many times we've ever did this and not laughed?
You're right. You always telling jokes. You're right.
So I've become that person where I've learned how to balance it out is my point, man. You understand what I'm saying? And then sometimes, Brother Rich, I have to do like all of us have to do. I got to take all of this. I got to put it in the drawer, close it, lock the drawer, go on a vacation, or do something totally opposite of what I'm doing. I'm talking about going to play handball again, kickball, or archery, or fly a kite. You understand what I'm saying? Or just basic stuff, man. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, I go to the movie theater, I can't turn it off, man. I'm looking at signs and symbols going through my head. I'm decoding shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Let me just enjoy the goddamn movie.
When one thing we got about 10 minutes left, so
Okay.
I want to get this last question in, Professor Griff. Watching the Steve Harvey Monique interview, one of the things I thought about watching it, and I just said, wow, it almost seemed, Professor Griff, like a role reversal where, as a man, you brought up testosterone and you come with this fire, this energy. And sometimes a woman tries to put your energy out because she wants what's best for the children. So she's telling you, baby, you can't be that way, this whatever. It almost seems as though Monique had the fire and Steve kept trying to put her fire out. Monique is the woman, Steve's the man. Is this and do you see this as being symbolic to the way society is? Do you think men lost their fire, are more feminine, and women have the fire and are more masculine at this time,
Well,
Professor Griff?
It said it in the Bible, and it said it, I think, in the last days. I believe, I'm not sure of the scripture or where it's at in the Bible, but you will find, and there will be a confusion, that you will see that the women are acting like the men and the men are acting like the women. They said it and programmed this into the DNA and the fabric of who we are, and they put it in the Willie Lynch letter. They said they will reverse the roles, and we're seeing it. When you look at the conversation between them two, even the body language, you will see that the roles are reversed, man. You'll see the Willie Lynch letter walking right off the page, man. Right off the television screen, right off the cell phone screen when you're watching it on YouTube, and it's like, wow. Monique is actually taking a more direct, bold step. And check this out. I don't mean to cut myself off, but check this out. And she's still going to get the bag. Ain't that something? They still gave her a residency in Vegas. She's still going to get it. Ain't that something? So, and she ain't got a coon for it.
Right.
She can stand her ground. Shout out to Monique. Monique, call me, 678-557-2919. I got you, sis. But all this other stuff, come on, man. You ain't got to do all that, Steve, to get the bag. How many bags you need? You got a show, your main show. You on a game show. You on the radio. You got books out. You got all kinds of stuff happening, Steve. Come on, bruh. Come on, man. Come on. When Monique was calling you and you threw her under the bus publicly, when all you had to do was call her, you understand? You destroyed that woman, man. You destroyed her for the sake of racism, white supremacy. You ain't have to throw her under the bus like that. And I feel what Monique is going through, because that's all I ever asked for. Just give me a call and tell me what's up. You understand what I'm saying?
Man,
Give me a heads up.
She had such a look of disappointment looking at Steve Harvey, man. Like, damn, this
If you
is.
really
She
look
had that
right,
look like you ever, like you know somebody since you was 8 years old, and you like, damn, this mother effer betrayed me. Like she had that look like she knew, like it was a deep. And people who the words can't explain it, but people know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a deep look of just disappointment and like frustration and like, I know you, nigga. I know you when the cameras is off. So it was just sad, man. It was sad.
Yep. So yeah, I know what you mean, man, because it's one of those situations where you just got to look at it like, damn, bro, you really did this to me? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, how do I ever find it in my head, heart, soul, spirit to begin to formulate the words, I love you again, or we cool, or, it's like, wow, man. And white folks picked up on this whole thing about her saying that she would punch him in the face. That's just what we say. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what we do.
Yeah, they took that
And they don't understand our vernacular. You understand what I'm saying? And the way we communicate with one another.
Mm-hmm.
So they took that and ran with it.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But in their vernacular, if they having a conversation with one another, man, if you listen to Italian people talk, hey, you're fucking killing me. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't mean that. You're killing me. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But they took that and ran with it and blasted that out simply because they're trying to paint a picture of the angry black woman. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But she has a right to be angry because Monique is strong. And you know why she's coming across that way, Brother Rich? Because Monique is standing on what she knows as the truth. And when you stand on the truth, man, you could have 100,000 people against you. It don't mean nothing. It really don't, man.
You know, the last time, Griff, I seen somebody, a sister, stand her ground on a talk show like this. It reminds me of when Dr. Frances Cress Welsing was on Phil Donahue, and she was standing her ground, and the crowd was against her, and they were agreeing with Donahue, and she was saying this, and they were just looking at her like she crazy. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at Monique, and the crowd is cheering Steve on, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And Monique is just sitting there standing her ground. I'm like, it made me think about when a throwback. And I want everybody to go look at YouTube that Dr. Frances Cress Welsing on Phil Donahue. If you want to see what a sister holding her ground looks like, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful interview where the sister held her ground and did what she had to do. It's easy to hold your ground when you're just talking to somebody, but with you on TV with all the lights, the cameras, sometimes people fold when that pressure hits them. And Dr. Frances Cress Welsing held her ground in that. I think that was in 88 or 89 or 90 or something. And her words are ringing true in 2019. So rest in power to that sister. But any last words you want to say before we close up, Professor Griff?
I think that this situation and situations, plural, that are going on right now, that's permeating the headline news as far as sports, as far as entertainment, hip hop, music, education. And now it's spilling over into politics with what's the chick name? Kamala
Harris? Kamala Harris?
Yeah. To what's the Uncle Tom dude name? The cool dude. That's running for president.
Cory Booker?
Cory Booker, thank you. I'm glad you knew that. Yeah, talking about we should just forget about blackface and just, let it go and don't worry about that. We got bigger issues. And no, there's no other bigger issue other than racism, white supremacy. And the Cory Bookers of the world are going to feel it, and white people are going to let them know, plain and simple. So it's permeating all the areas of people activity that Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said it would. Look at it. It's spilling over into all of these areas, man. And isn't it critical that during Black History Month, we're getting all these black faces from these corporate companies?
Yeah.
But yet they want you to come to work non-threatening so you can blend in. At the same time, you got to go to a board meeting where they're about to promote blackface at Prada, at Yves Saint Laurent. Who was the white girl? Molly Cyrus or one of them that put out the blackface shoes? You saw those shoes, Brother Rich?
Yeah.
And it's like, so you want to sit in a boardroom and let that fly? No, you're not. Ain't no black person in their right mind gonna sit and let that fly unless you're a straight up Uncle Tom or Uncle Thomas, Aunt Thomasina. You're not letting that fly. It'll bother your soul so much to the point where you might end up with an ulcer. Anyway, we got to continue to push forward, man, and stay on the front lines with this kind of information, Brother Rich, and inform our people. But we have to do what Monique said, Brother Rich, especially you and I. Starting with you and I, rather. We got to have some damn integrity, man.
Indeed. That's.
We got to have some integrity. I'm running my own business, Serious Minds. If I put out a book, and Amazon and Create Space messed it up, I'm held accountable for that to the people, not them.
Mm-hmm.
I owe the people. I got to have some daggone integrity. Plain and simple, man. I got to do right by the people. I owe the people. Anyway.
Indeed, Griff. Well, we got about 1,200 people in the chat room. Griff, let the people know what you got going on so they can contact you, my brother.
Well, of course, I got the Serious Minds thing popping off along with my assistant over there, Scorpio 16, Serious Minds on YouTube channel. That's www.seriousminds.com/C/Serious Minds. Of course, I'm on tour with the Black History 101 Mobile Museum. I'm going to put the dates up on my website. Of course, people can contact me, 678-557-2919. People want to donate to the cause, to the platform, hit me on the Cash App, $ Professor Griff, or just go to my website, www.professorgriff.me, and donate. Thanks to everybody that's donated to the Oculus Inc. film. We're making moves, making it happen. And my book, The Warrior's Tapestry, is now on sale now that I got the account and everything straight, and we're going to roll those out. A Warrior's Tapestry, man. It's only a dub, bro. All right?
Indeed. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the live stream, the early live stream. This was a surprise live stream, so I want to thank y'all for just coming in when y'all see the get the notification. I want to thank Griff for coming on the show. I haven't kicked it with the brother in a while, and when I kick it with the brother, man, I feel good inside, man. It's great talk, great vibes when I kick it with the brother, man. So I want to thank the brother for being on. Also, make sure you donate via Cash App. It is very important for us to keep independent media going on, and we can't do it without the people. I want to thank all my Patreons for supporting me. I see Blue Pill's in the building. Blue Pill got an amazing presentation that we're about to put on Patreon. So stay tuned for that as well as other things. With that being said, me and the living legend, Professor Griff, we getting out of here. Peace, family.
Peace.
Life is beautiful like Asia. My entrance was independent, but we major. The challenge that's killing me is to balance humility with my ability to stunt like Lee Major. When I was pissing poor, I had a vision board as my screensaver. I envisioned tours on G4s, mink blazers, hopping out with pink gators, unhinging doors like C4, ringing alarms like tennis saw, P-More. The club going up like seesaws. Abroad, we score so much, no need to keep score. Petite broads who eat raw, greet us at customs, teach us the customs and traditions of foreign soil. Royal dignitaries sending emissaries to meet Moors. I know them.